Welcome to everybody. We are going to start in a few minutes.
Hello.
כל מי שמצטרף, בבקשה לעשות מיוט. אנחנו נתחיל עוד מעט. Okay, Anna is here with us. So 2 more minutes and we're going to start. Okay, so hello everybody. I'm very happy that you're all here. We're going to talk in English today as our guest Hanna Gabriels from Costa Rica. I'm very excited to open the first event of Pursuing Freedom, Dreaming Up Feminine Martial Arts, a series of workshops, open discussion and performances. My name is Johanna Blickman. I am an artist in martial art, dance performance and photography, and the artistic director of Lechima Lechofesh, Pursuing Freedom. Approximately 1 year ago, I started an artist residency at El Alev, a non-profit organization that works to prevent sexual, emotional, and physical violence through empowerment self-defense educational program. In the frame of this residency, I am asking myself and other women from martial art and dance, what could be the qualities of a feminine martial art? I invited 4 women to teach workshop and to open this question with me, when each of them is going to react to it from her own perspective and the discipline she's coming from. Today, I'm very excited and honored to receive Hanna Gabriels to open the series. Hanna Gabriels is a current YBA super welterweight boxing world champion, an empowerment self-defense instructor from ESD Global, as well as a high-profile collaborator of United Nations High Commissioner for Refugees. So many things. Today, Hanna is going to be teaching a workshop called Making It Your Own. Please pin your video on Hanna and make sure that your microphones are on mute and your video open. The workshop will last an hour and then we will take a short break and have an open discussion, at the end of which you will be able to ask questions through the chat. So Hanna, the stage, or may I say the ring, is for you.
Enjoy. That's right, the ring I got here. The house is my favorite place in the house. Hey, hi to everybody. I send you big kisses, big hugs. You know, this is a good decision. Well, you know, kind of, I don't know. I'll be totally honest with you. I want to talk first about how Johanna has make a hell lot of confusing the world in my head, because until now, right, I was at El Halef last year for the World Convention for Violence Prevention, and I remember the day that we were, all the women were in a room and they were showing their skills and how they, all of the things that they know. And I was so amazed, and I felt it was like the perfect place in the planet, like the most beautiful place in the planet. And then I had to come back to Costa Rica, and I was crying with Danny. We were like, no, we don't want to go back. Oh my God. And I had this conversation with Joanna, and she was like, okay, I want you to explore your feminine perspective, in boxing and this and that. And I was like, I was caught up off guard because somehow it made me confront myself with the fact that I always had a problem with the phrase fight like a girl. I was always like, no, I don't want to fight like a girl. And I want to fight like a man. And, the day that I'm able to do that, I'll be okay with it. And then it made me look inside, and I asked myself, why did I had a problem with fighting like a girl? I'm a woman, I'm a girl, and I'm one of the best in the world in what I do. Why would I have a problem with it, right? And so I had to go over so many stuff, and it made me notice that I've been underestimating myself and women in my sport somehow. And it made me feel bad. It made me feel guilty, and it made me feel angry. And then I want to thank Joanna, because even though I didn't do this consciously, in a conscious way, it had made me confront it. And I really, really want to get to know my feminine energy in what I do. It is totally unknown for me at the moment. So I want to explain, when I show you the movements and everything, I'm going to explain what I found when I train people. And just because of my athletics, and I was telling Joanna, I have invest a lot of time on imitating what I want to do in boxing, how I want my boxing to look like. And it's okay. It's not easy to do. My husband is a very talented athlete in this sport. So I always thought, if I'm able to do a quarter of that, I'll be so perfect. I'll be happy with that. And now I'm able to do it. I'm able to do a lot of what he's capable to do. But I'm missing my feminine energy, and it is not complete. I'm working on it. So I'm gonna show you. I'm gonna show you. When I teach people, one of the basics is the ¿cómo se dice péndulo en Brian? ¿Cómo se dice péndulo en inglés cuando uno hace el péndulo? No sabes. Well, I don't remember what is the name of it, but in English, but in Spanish it's called pendulo, and it's just the movement that marks the rhythm of the combat. Okay, I don't know if anybody here knows the word, but it is about this movement. Hey, anybody knows this? I don't know how you call it in English. Maybe an act? No. Help me, please. I don't remember the name.
Is it metronome?
Huh?
Like a metronome?
No. But anyways,
Not sure.
pendulo.
I'm not sure
Pendulo
it has a
is,
name in English. I think it's called a fighting stance, fighting position.
no. But anyways.
You mean the
This
pendulum?
movement. Say what?
Yeah, it's pendulum. זה מטוטלת בעברית, pendulum.
Pendulum.
That's
Okay, perfect. I didn't know it. Okay, so when we do this, it's just, a movement that marks everything, you know, the rhythm. It marks when we are going to attack, when we are going to defend. It prepares you for defense and for offense. And I've always noticed that when a woman comes to train and to learn, the first thing they do, we have a relationship with our hip, not like a power tool, is much more like something to to attract others or to be in movement. So when I ask a woman to do this, they do this, right? And it's funny because I think, at least in the Latin American culture and in Caribbean culture, all the Black culture, they have always tell us that when we move our hip, it is always, you know, something to attract others, something sexy, something like that. It is never about power. It is never about balance, you know? So it is always very hard for women to internalize the fact that when we box, our hip has to has to uh, has to be steady, right? The movement actually comes from the legs. So the legs, and because the movement comes from the legs, and it's a lot of work in the I don't know how you call this. It is easier to bring it to the hip and get less tired, right? When we teach men, they don't move the hip, but they get really really stiff like this. Like this. But they don't move the hip, right? And so they don't, I believe it has to do with, they don't really, the relationship with their hip is not about this, more about this, right? This. So, so there is a difference there, right? And another thing is that somehow this happens either way with men or women, but it is more, you can notice it more in women. When you ask them to throw a punch, the punch should come from the torque, right? The movement of the hip and turn, right? Not only because of the power, but also because of the reach, right? If I throw the punch like this, it will reach there, but if I turn it, it is longer, right? If I turn my body, I do the torque, it's longer. But somehow we want to reach the other person by getting close instead of just turning our hip and our body. When I teach people, they do this, right? They want to get close, but they compromise their body, their face, and most of the times they fail into touching or punching. It is not a powerful punch, and this position is very uncomfortable. It enables you to defend or to do the offense correctly. So they do this like this or like that, right? So in order to teach people to do this and to do this, we have to teach them to use their legs and their hip. So I don't know if you guys want to do this with me. The stand is in your toes, right? It's like the ball of the foot. It's not here. It is not here. It is not the whole plant of the foot, but is only here. And the way you do that, it is not going like this. It is actually standing completely on the floor and then go down until their feet are obligated or forced to bring the, how do you say, along, to bring this part up like this, right? So you stand like this and then you go down until it comes up. It has to be a distance where you feel balance. Most people do it like this, but since most of you guys know how to fight or do stuff like that, I believe you guys have a good knowledge of what this distance makes for you in balance, right? Especially when you go on your toes, right? So I want you to go like this, and I want you to move without stretching your legs, okay? Just stand to the front and back, to the front and back. On your toes. Let me see you. Excellent. Excellent. Beautiful. Okay, so keep doing that. Keep doing that. Keep doing that. And then I want you to go down like this, like this, like this, or with your legs. You see it? Like this, like this, like this, like this, like this. Always in your toes, like this, like this. It's like going up and down, going up and down, going up and down. If you find yourself going with your back, correct it. It's just with your legs, like this, like this. You see, I'm not going like this. I'm going with my legs to the side, 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 to the side. Do you guys notice the effort in the legs, in their calves and here? Do you guys feel it? When you do that, usually people don't box like that because it is very hard to keep that for 3 minutes. And this is just the pendulum, right? We have to learn to walk like this around the ring when we're fighting, right? We're doing our pendulum, but then if you jump the whole fight, you get tired and it is unnecessary. So we are gonna start doing the pendulum. We're gonna go down, go down, go down to the sides with the legs. Not like this, with the legs, right? And then we are going to try to walk around where we are, right? And you should never bring your feet together. You are not allowed to do this. Never cross, never have your leg behind the other one, never together, okay? So if we are going to go to the front, we go a little bit with this one and then a little bit with this one. We maintain the integrity of the distance, okay? We will go front like that. We will go back. We start with the one in the back. It will go right. We start with the one in the right. Because if we go right with this one, we lose position, okay? And then if we go left, we go left with the left leg first, okay? So we're gonna do the pendulum. I'm gonna show you the exercise. We're gonna do the pendulum. Then we go down, 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 down. And now we're gonna go front, front, back, back, left, left, right, right, okay? Let's try. Always on your toes, always with your knees flexed and never using your back, only your legs to go down, okay? So let's start. Pendulum right now. Let's not use our hip for this, okay? It is only the legs, all right? Always in your toes. Now we're gonna go to the sides with your legs. Go down, go down, go down, go down. Do not use your back like this, okay? Just legs, 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 legs. Let's go, let's go, let's go, let's go. Let's go, let's go, let's go. All right, stand, front, 1, 2, back, 1, 2, left, 1, 2, right, 1, 2. Now make sure your body is completely to the side, not to the front. Now that you know what to do, you're gonna move your body. Instead of looking like this, I want your shoulder to be your front line, okay? So we're gonna move like this. This is how in boxing we get to confuse people a little bit. Venga, English. I'm gonna show you with my assistant. If you stand in the front, all of this is an easy target, right? You have more spaces where to hit. She's in front of me, and I have everywhere to hit. I have this, 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 this. But if she moves to the side, and I'm in front of her, and her shoulder is defining where I'm standing, she will be always to the side. And for me to hit her there, I have to adjust so that I can hit. If I hit it here, it is not a valid punch. I cannot hit in the back or in the back of the head. So I have been taken away like half of what I could do. And the other half, I have to look for it, okay? So the way you do that is just aim with your shoulder. Why are we always, when we fight boxing, I'm talking boxing wise, most people fight like this with the whole body in front because this is how we stand to speak to people. We believe in our head that you are in front of me if I stand like this. But in boxing, your legs, your arms, your head, and your core, everything is independent, right? So I can stand like this, and then my core and my shoulders can move to the side. I always keep my legs to the front because I have this leg looking that way. It's gonna be hard for me to walk, at least efficiently, because the knee is not able to do this. So I will be like bringing the leg like this, okay? I don't know how you say that word. So your feet has to look to the front where you're going. Your body has to turn to the side, okay? This is where you go. And if the person is coming to this side, I always aim with my shoulder without compromising this, okay? So we are going to do what we were doing, but instead of standing like this, we're gonna make sure to turn our bodies so that we aim with our shoulder. We're gonna do the movement. And then when we turn with the legs, here, 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 we turn in our bodies too, okay? shoulders, shoulders. It's not about just this, because if not, I will be still in front. I turn, I turn, I turn, I turn, and then walk to the front completely, aiming with my shoulder. Front, front, back, back, side, 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 okay? Let's try it. So we go down in our toes. Let's turn in with our shoulder and let's do the pendulum. Always with your legs flexed and no movement of the hip, okay? Keep it like that. Make sure you're aiming with your shoulder and breathe. This is the time where you breathe. The other times you're preparing to respond to the punches, okay? Now we go down, moving our shoulders. 1, 2, let's go. Leg, 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 leg. Turn your shoulders, turn your shoulders. Let's go. Keep looking in front. Aim with your shoulders. Let's go, let's go. 10 more. Let's go. 4 more. We stand like this, flexing. Let's go to the front. 1, 2. Let's go to the back. Make sure you aim. 1, 2. Let's go to the side, left. 1, 2. Let's go to the right. 1, 2. Okay? Excellent. Take a break. Do you guys feel it in the legs? Right? All right. So, most boxers, we call them lazy because of course it's easier if you fight like this. Just standing, you go attack, and then when you get tired, you move, and you just walk. You can do that, but it has to be an efficient walk because if they try to attack you and you're in this position, you won't be able to react as fast. So when you walk, it has to be explosive, okay? It has to be explosive. You have to be able to walk and move and move. Hey, move, move. Hey, hey, hey. Hey, hey, hey. Okay? It is never about this. When you find boxers like this, they're lazy. And if they find somebody that is willing to be explosive and willing to spend energy on it, they're done. Just because they won't be able to keep up with the rhythm. In boxing, the rhythm to me and the footwork is everything. Because your footwork will allow you to have the right offensive and the right defensive, but also if you are able to stand right and you're able to turn with your punches, the punch is powerful, right? Sometimes we just do an arm punch like this. This has no power. This has power. This with the turning of the hip, and it has more reach. Okay, so we will do some punches in a little bit. You can have a little bit of water if you want to. So my style of boxing is based on legs, and going back to the feminine energy about it, I believe with women in any of the contact sports, we have no option than to be strong, right? I always said that when you see boxing, and you see a woman's fight, it is maybe sometimes not about a lot of technique, but it is a lot more about intensity. Women are much more willing to give everything they have. And that's what makes it so exciting, right? So one of these days I was training here in this ring, and my husband and I were going through a rough road right now. It is a learning process and a growing process for both. But that day I was fed up with some things and I was really sad. And we were training for a fight that was called off a couple of months ago. And we were kind of like sparring, and somehow both of us we were throwing this at each other, but we were trying to help each other. It is weird. And he said to me, "I love you," at one point, and I had to stop and I started crying, right? And my other coach was like, "Don't worry, Hannah. We do this because we want to help you with the fight." And somehow my coach, my other coach, thought I was crying because of if a punch hurt me or was it painful, right? And I have had a friendship with pain for such a long time. I don't mind when it hurts, but my heart was hurting. It was hurting at the time, and I couldn't deal with it. And somehow it just seems like when you cry or when you feel like that, it is a signal of weakness or a signal of fear sometimes. And I think just because we women are sometimes more emotional, this can also be how you say, um, um, empowering, right? And when I finished crying, I was able to do my training right, and I was able to beat his ass. And it just showed me that it is all right? It is all right to feel. We women are a masters in feeling. We are masters in pain. We are so much more capable of dealing with so many types of pain and hurt that why is it that we feel so intimidated about showing it where we are best at, right? So, um, so I believe emotions can be empowering, and so now this is the spot where I had to confront that fact that I told you about fighting like a girl, and how I've been ignoring my feminine energy. And as I told you before, I haven't discovered it. I don't know yet how to do it, but I will. Um, and it just seems like to me, it will be much more about movement. The other day Joanna and I, we were talking, and she says, you know, her Kung Fu master is a woman, and there's a lot of feminine energy in the movement. And even though I cannot bring, thank God, I cannot bring this movement to the fight. I love dancing, and I think um, that will be a way where I can start exploring how the movement can be much more, uh, can flow much more easily and get to know my feminine energy. Let me see what else. Um, I've also in this process, I've always also found out that even though it has taken me 3 or 4 years to learn and to assimilate my husband's style, that I wanted to make my own. I believe somehow, to me, guys were great. And I admire so much the way they box. But they are only great because they think they're great. So I have to start a process where I can see myself as great too. I've never been in that position. I always criticize myself much more than what I can value on what I do. I have never seen none of my fights, because when I see my fights, I get mad because I see so many mistakes. It bothers me so much. And this recalls to me that I have to have I have to be brave enough to be able to see not only the bad stuff, but also the good stuff, in order to be able to grow and to, at some point, feel satisfied with what I'm doing, right? So it just makes me ask myself, why couldn't I be just as great in my own terms? So I have to start building my own terms, right? I want you guys to get some movement again. And at this time, we are going to do some of what I love this part, because to go over under the punches is really an art. Some people, when they watch boxing and they go, "Ooh, almost got him," and it's like, no, he got away with it, right? We always give a lot of credit to the person that is throwing the punches and missing, than the one that is making the other miss. And it's a great part of boxing, and one that is always overlooked, right? Because people just wants to see the punches going in. And so not many are able to appreciate how much more energy you need to do all that stuff. So let's get up again. Whoever wants to join me, all right? And we are going to go back to the movement, to the pendulum, okay? But we're just gonna do it at some point, and we are going to do the walking much more. When you are avoiding straight punches is the jab, right? And the right. They always go to the center, right? And you turn the whole thing. Most people do this, right? This is, I believe this movement is exaggerated like everything, because we want to avoid so much that punch that we exaggerate the movement. But in time, as much as you practice and you get to know your art and everything, you get to understand that for me to avoid this, I just have to move this little bit, right? It doesn't matter if it touches me, it's all right. It didn't hit my face like that. And some things that we also do, my husband is very good at this. I'm not as good sometimes. Well, I'm getting better, but it's the rolling, right? They throw the punch, and instead of you receiving it like this, you roll and you minimize the impact of the punch. The thing is that when the judges are scoring and they see this, if they get if they are easy to impress, they will think this is a punch actually. So it's a knife of it sometimes depends on the judges and how much they know about this. But anyways, so what we do to avoid that punch is just move our leg just a little bit to the side. It is not this, because if not, if you see, if I move like this, my face is staying in the same spot. But if I move my leg, I'm already out, right? I'm already out. And I still have to turn my shoulder, okay? So it is not about this because I stay in the same spot. I can still get punched. It's about moving your leg just a little bit to change the angle so your head moves and then you turn. So that punch goes over you, okay? So again, like this. Then you come back and to the other side is with the leg in the back. You have to move it to the other side and also turn your shoulder, okay? You just turn it. Move the leg and turn it. That makes the head move from the side. So you see the legs movement? Like this, like this, like this, like this. That is just for you to avoid those straight punches. For you to go under, which is going under the hooks, right? You just have to go down with your knees. Most people do it, like I said before, with their back, their core. And the thing is, like I said before, this is an uncomfortable position. And if you won't be able to move as fast to go up than with your legs, and somebody can just receive you with an uppercut. And that is very, very dangerous when you're going down like that, okay? So we're gonna do the movement to the side, and the leg to the other side. And then we also going to do what we were doing, but we are going to move the leg also. So when we're going that way, we open the leg and go down and come back. And then to the other side, open the leg, go down and come back, okay? So again, I'll show you again. We're gonna do move to the leg to the side and turn our shoulder to avoid a jab. Then we go back with the other leg and turn our body and move with the shoulders so that we can avoid the right hand. And then we're gonna go under, always moving the leg to the side and then just coming back and then the right and coming back. Always being on this, keeping your body to the side, okay? Aiming with the shoulder. Let's do it. We're gonna do it slow and then we're gonna advance in rhythm, okay? 1, 2, 3. Move leg, move shoulder to the other side. Move leg, move shoulder. Going under, move leg, go under, bring the leg back, and then the other side. Okay, again. Take, 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 take. Okay, keep aiming with your shoulder. Again, like that, like that, like that, and like that. Let's do it faster. 1, 2, there, and there. Faster. 1, 2, hey, hey. Faster. Hey, 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 hey. Let's try it one more faster, okay? Let's go. Hey, 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 hey. Great. How you guys feel? ¿Por qué se siente mal? ¿Qué se siente mal? My husband is answering questions. I'm like, why are you answering? It's not to you. Not asking nothing to you. How you guys feel? All right. So when it comes to boxing, I would like you to take with you the fact that you can avoid punches and be ready to offense, be ready to defense, be ready to block, be ready to play when you use your legs, okay? The rest of the body can be moving, can do different stuff, but your legs define distance, defines the intensity. They define also how quick you can move to avoid this or to generate this other movement. And it is usually overlooked, okay? And I would like to add that the simplest the movement is, the most powerful and more beautiful it is, right? There's all of the exaggerating just takes away from what the punch really is. So just try to feel comfortable and try to, when you are in the gym, to make a lot of mistakes, right? But do all of them, analyzing it and having a logical perspective of what you're doing. Most people go and they do shadow boxing and they just move. They just throwing punches. They're not thinking about, you know, when you see people going like this, just throwing punches. Like that. Like you, shadow boxing is like you're fighting with your shadow. You're trying to defeat yourself. So if you're just going like this, there's no fight that can go like this, right? The fight has to have movement, has to be, you have to be able to go under the punches, to block them, to go in, go out, to how do you say that? Like, I don't know what is the word that we say, pinta, which is like to lie to the other person. You act like you're gonna throw a punch, but you're not throwing this one, you're throwing the other one, right? So if you're moving and everything and I do this movement, they're gonna think I'm throwing this one and they will probably cover themselves. But I actually did that so that I can throw this one because I know that their arms are gonna go up. So it is about intelligence. It's about dominating. And as we say in boxing, about breaking their spirit. So I don't know if you want to learn about, I don't know, I want to open a space so that you guys, if you have a question about, you know, the technique of boxing or whatever, you want me to clear something up, so that I can be able to do it before we go into the questions and all the part that confuses me the most. No questions? Perfect. So anybody wants to like know maybe how they can train the accuracy of their punches, maybe? Yeah, perfect. So I'm gonna go into my, I'm gonna connect myself with the phone so that you guys can accept me and so that my assistant can, you know, record me from the punching bag. I'm not able to take the computer there. So one second. Nada más enseñando un toque. No, porque quiero que vean la posición del golpe nada más. Okay, so I'm in and I've been accepted. Just a second. Let's see, continuar. You see me, let me see. Should I get out of this one for right now or just stop the video, right?
I should probably either mute it or get out, but yeah.
You see me now? Oh my God, do you see that echo? You guys see me now?
No, there's no picture.
Let me get out of the other one. I'm gonna get out of the meeting, okay? Right now. You guys see me now?
Yes.
Ah, perfect. Pues quítame eso. Okay. So, let's see. Me pasas uno. Okay, so, no, que no se amarra para que sea más fácil. So, well, this is my house gym. Sorry. So let's see if I can understand how I want it. Okay, when it comes to the accuracy of the punches, most people when they hit with their fist like this. But when you hit with your fist like that, you're actually punching with this part. You can see it here. Dele la vuelta a esto para que ellos puedan ver la mano bien. Hold on a second. Acérquelo aquí a la mano para que ellos vean esta parte de aquí conmigo. So as you can see, if I punch with strength, the knuckles, yes, they're going in, but mostly you're hitting with this. That's why most people, when they don't wrap themselves good, they get burns in their fingers and here. So for you to be able to hit with the knuckles only and actually cause damage, you have to turn your hand like this. And as you can see, they're only the knuckles are going in. Can you see that? So, así como está. So, it is not only about turning, but you have to turn your arm. And the more you turn your shoulder, it helps you to do that, okay? It is not about going like that. It is more about going like that. This final movement is the one that opens eyes because when they go into the, another word that is hard for me to say because I don't remember it right away, but you know how knives are, they cut you because they're very, very
Sharp.
sharp, yeah. So they, when you do this movement in a sharp part of the body where the bones are sharp, it opens, it cuts it. Okay, so that's a good way to bring a lot of pain, a lot of damage. And oh, you know all about it. I don't have to apologize for wanting to cause some damage. So you don't hit like this. You turn your whole body and your arm like this so that you can actually hit with the knuckles. Now, this is another thing that my husband just pointed at me, and it is true. When you do like this, it doesn't matter if you throw it hard or whatever, you see that your face is open. So when you actually turn your arm like that, your whole this part is protected by the shoulder. So it doesn't matter if you get hit, you're gonna get hit on top and it is not going to damage you. Most people, they call boxing the sweet science because we want to hit or to punch without being punched. And, but of course, in a fight, the punches are going to happen. you are actually trying to make people miss their punches and to also punish them when that happens. It's not only about going under the punch, it is the punch and already have prepared a punch that will hurt them for making that mistake. But if you throw a punch and you are open, things could go really wrong. So it is always, like I said, about the movement. It is about the legs, the technique, and it is very simple. It is as simple as that, and you're covered. Okay, so when you have gloves on, it is very important that you keep in mind this movement, because if not, because this has a little bit of protection. It doesn't matter how, if you throw the punch hard, it is not going to make a lot of damage if you do it like that, the same way I showed you a little bit ago. You have to turn. All the power goes in, you're covered, and you can still actually hit with the knuckles. Even with boxing gloves of 16 ounces, when I train with my husband and he actually wants to do damage, I can feel his knuckles going in everywhere. So the better technique, the simplest way you do it is much more powerful, is much more damaging. And you can train this first though, you can stand, do your stance, right? And make sure you're aiming with your shoulder, not to the front. Póngase un poquito aquí, my friend. I think you can see me well. Maybe de este lado. So it is not about being to the front, it's aiming with your shoulder. And now you have a better, much more room to do the torque, right? If I'm like this, I only have this. If I'm aiming with my shoulder, I have all of this moment to make the torque more powerful, right? And then at the end, try to turn so that it actually cause damage with the knuckles. So you can go slow, make sure that this arm is protecting the other part of your face. I want you to see the legs. The legs are always flexed, and I'm always on my toes. Okay, always on my toes, always on my toes. Then I can they can be more powerful, they can be, but always keeping the rhythm, because you want to know when do you lose balance and why. So you do it slow and you check, okay, I'm not turning enough. If I turn, am I getting out of balance? Am I standing right? Am I flexing my legs? And then make sure you don't bring your body to the front. You don't do this. Always turn. Okay? Always turn. Aim with the shoulder. Turn. And like that with all the punches. If you want to do this one, like that, you make sure you turn, protect. If you turn, the shoulder protects your face. And if you do it fast, you lose balance. If you do it too close, most people work in the back because the back is not giving you punches back. So they work very close to the back. And I believe we always have to make sure we're working with all the range that we have, all the reach. So it doesn't matter. So it doesn't matter if I'm not able to reach the punch there, see that I cannot reach it. But if I turn and off and throw, I'm able to reach. This is my furthest reach, okay? And I have to be able to work that in the ring, because I have to, of course, when I'm in a fight or when we are all in a fight, we are not gonna be this close, right? And most people work in the back this close and are not able to find their distance in the fight. So you make sure you're not able to reach the bag and start throwing punches. See what is needed for you to get there. If it is more turning, or are you not turning at all, and that's why you're not reaching. You don't need to do this. Okay? Turn. If you can go further, just a little further, are you able to reach at all? Not. So you adjust with the leg. Just adjusting with the leg. Okay? Adjust with the leg. If you're not able to reach, can you reach by changing the angle? Changing the angles are just moving the leg to the side, or not to the front, but in diagonal, not to the side or to the front, but like this, right? So instead of, I'll show you an example that is very easy with the hook. Right, left and right hands are straight punches, and they're the longest, right? If I'm not able to reach, I can reach by adjusting with my legs. Hooks, the ones that go up are in the middle distance. So if I throw this and I throw this, and then I throw this one, I'm not able to reach the person. I need to adjust the distance with my legs so that that punch goes in, right? But I cannot go to the front, because if not, I'm compromising everything. I cannot go to the side, because if not, I'm much further away. So I go in that direction and I turn, like the movement that I took before, remember? Like this. This is for straight punches. But if I want to go in for a hook, I need to go in a little bit, but still go down. I'll show you. Estamos que me está estorbando. Like that. Ahí mismo, y yo lo hago aquí. Aquí. Sorry. Aquí. Yo ya aquí me puedo mover. So, I'm not able to reach there. I will be able to reach the straight punches, but not the hook, okay? Because I haven't changed the distance. So here, here, and here. Now, here, adjust. And my shoulder is aiming where I need to reach. Okay? So always, instead of doing what everybody does, that is like getting close and open more the arm, which when they open the arm like this, is much, it is much more easier to get an injury in the shoulder or in the elbow. So just adjust with your legs, right? Go in, aim with the shoulder and hit. Okay? Even if you want to throw a hook to the body, you don't really have to get too close. Just adjust and aim with your shoulder. Throw it there. Okay?
Anna, I will interrupt you for a second. Do you hear me?
Yeah.
Yeah, so thank you so much. I just want to tell you that we're gonna start the discussion very soon. It's already past 8. Okay, so would you like to finish?
I'm gonna connect in the other part. I'm gonna connect in the computer, okay? 1 second.
Perfect. So for everybody, we're going to meet in like 2 minutes. You can grab some water or tea and we're going to start the discussion. See you.
Okay, I think I'm in.
Okay, perfect. So thank you so much for this workshop. It was very amazing. And
Thank you so much.
before we continue with words this time, I would like to show a part from a fight, if it's okay by you. A fight
Go
with
ahead.
Clarissa
Oh,
Shear.
Jesus.
Oh.
This is hard for me to see.
Sorry, yeah, I know. It's okay. You can cover your eyes.
No, I told you I was going to be brave enough to at least see a couple of things.
Yeah, but I chose
ahead.
the moment that I think that that you would like to see anyway. So for
Go ahead.
to see your actual fights, so I'll share my screen. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Why doesn't it work? Tamar, can you help me? There is a problem with the sharing screen.
Can you make me co-host, please?
Dios, Tamar.
לא אני.
Okay.
Co-host.
Okay, I don't know why it doesn't work. Anyway, okay, we will continue. I will send you the link to the site after that.
עשיתי אותך host, תנסי עכשיו.
Okay. רגע, הנה. בסדר. Okay. So, okay.
Oh, yeah. She don't want to fight me. She's expecting me to be like 42. Then when she fights me again.
So here we go, 10 rounds for 2 belts. You can see Gabriel's very aggressive right out of the box.
Yeah, she got counted pretty cleanly there.
Yes, she did.
Dropping her hands.
Yeah, that's probably not a good idea.
Not at all.
She's very obliging and will just hit her multiple times if she comes in like that.
Exactly. You have to stay calm in the heat, in the moment. And right now, Shields is very, very calm, very composed after a butt there.
Yeah, I think they banged heads.
There's a combination again.
And big bombs being thrown by Shields.
Well, Gabriels is right there for them. Uppercut attack from Shields. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. It was an uppercut that put her down.
Están pasando un pedacillo de la pelea de Clarissa Shields en el workshop.
Okay. So I'm glad that we could see image of you boxing, because there are people here who maybe never saw actually a box fight. For me, it was amazing to see that. I couldn't sleep for days after that. I got so excited by your fight.
Thank
Really.
you. Oh my God, thank you. It is a blessing. I'm getting better though. I was used to lower my hands a lot, and people will ask me, well, why don't you keep your hands up? And I was like, well, sometimes I feel I'm not able to see, and it just seems like now I'm able to see the punches coming in, right? But I'm getting better in my defense. Right now I'm able to put my hands up when I need to, and it is all about improvement. I'm definitely always thinking I'm way behind from where I really want to be, but I guess that keeps you going, and that keeps you humble, and keeps you giving the best of yourself every day. So it is always a good thing. So thank you so much.
Tell me, Anna, how did it all start? I mean, how did you start boxing? How did you get to martial arts?
Okay, well, it was, I always say that this is the purpose of God in my life. I used to be a track and field star. I started at 5 years old, and I had an injury in my back when I was 15. Husband punching the bag, making all of that noise. I had an injury when I was 15, and when I turned 17, the doctor said I wasn't able to do sports never again. And so it was a very difficult part of my life, because track and field was my safe place, because I had a sexual abuse when I was 5. And at that time, I also started in track and field, and that safe place, it was the place where I could be everything I wanted to be. I could be loud, I could be aggressive, I could be competitive, I could be strong, I could be fast. And, I didn't have to deal with the hurt that I had. So when the doctor said I wasn't able to do sports again, and my biggest dream was to become an Olympic champion, I felt nude. I felt that I didn't have a purpose anymore. And I also felt like, how can you do everything right? How can you put so much effort and had so much commitment, and things still go wrong, right? So I had a very difficult time in my life for about 6 years after. From 18 to 24 years old, I was a young lady that was very, very, very upset with everybody, with God, with the government, with the person that hurt me, with, and he became like a leader of, like a religious leader, and I was much more pissed off, right? And so when I turned 24, I hit bottom. I felt a complete failure. I was so disappointed on myself, and I had to look inside, and also accept my quote of responsibility on how my life was. I started training boxing when I was 20, but I was going in and out. I was much more partying than anything else. And, I was just living the life that I I thought that I was supposed to live, just not caring. And I thought that nobody should even bother, because if I was hurting myself, why would anybody care? I wasn't hurting anybody else. That's what I thought. But now I know that when you hurt yourself, you hurt others, and you hurt the people that loves you the most. And so when I accepted that quote of responsibility, I decided that I wanted to do things with excellence each day to see where that excellence could take me. And if things went right, that it was going to be my fault. And if things were going to go wrong, it was going to be my fault only also. And I thought that if I would turn 30 years old and I didn't meet my goals, I would probably suicide. And I didn't really wanted to do that. So I really put everything I had each day at every second to see where this could take me. And so I became a champion 3 or 4 years later. I was always very athletic. I always had like a great capability of learning. And I believe that it's why I have gone this far, this quick. But I believe this, it has to do with a purpose, because the platform of boxing has allowed me to reach so many. And my real passion is to help people. And in this journey, to have met ESD and all of you guys, and all of the work that is ahead of us, that we can only be successful if we do it together, and right? I believe this is why I was able to box and I was able to become a champion. I believe that I will remain in the organization for the rest of my life, and I want to learn so much, and it just have opened my eyes in so many ways, that even for a champion, for a person that people see as successful, as strong, and as empowered and whatever, it just seems like I have been able to heal, to really heal after I met ESD. So I believe this is the purpose, really, you know, that had gotten me into this.
Thank you so much for this answer. I would like to ask you. You said so many times that you didn't want to fight like a girl, but yeah, I know. And you talked to me about your models, and about the all guys that were actually teaching you the technique. I mean, who were your role models?
Well, it is not about the role. Well, yeah, it is about the role models. I didn't see them as role models. I see them
Boxing.
as, yeah. I was able to get in fast because I was too old to start a career in boxing. So the people that teach me didn't really care if I learned the right way, right? But I've always been so athletic that I learn really fast. And if they teach me in the wrong way, I learn it really, really good. And if they teach me in the right way, I learn it very good too. And somehow when you go into a contact sport, there is a very misogynist environment, and they want to hurt you just so that you think, oh no, this is too hard for me, right? And many of the guys here in Costa Rica, they go, I believe that's probably somewhere else. If you want to do a sport of men, if you want to do a men's sport, you better take it like a man, right? So I, But because nobody thought that I had a future in it because I was already 27 years old, they didn't mind to really take care of me. So I went through the hardship like any other of the guys. And I think that the reason why I didn't like that phrase, fight like a girl, is because I do believe there is a lot that we have to embrace about the technique of boxing, but it is not about being a man. It is much more about how we are being teach and how we are being taken care of, right? They are not allowing us to experience the pain and the hardship as it should, so that we can have that friendship with pain fast enough, right? And so I have discovered that when my husband and I he started training me 4 years ago, and he didn't want it to. He actually didn't want me to box. He met me boxing.
Oh, yeah?
He met me as a training boxing or whatever, and somehow he always thought that I will quit. Right? His dream. Pay attention to this. His dream was for him to come home and I have his dinner ready. Not happening. I have dinner ready when I want to, of course, but you know, he wanted me to stop boxing, and when I got pregnant, he was like, this is it, right? And when I had my baby, like I was calling every day. The doctor was like, can I go running? Can I go running? Can I go running? He wouldn't even pick up the phone. And then when he finally picked it up on day 40, he was like, leave me alone. Just go ahead, run, don't do any apps, but don't call me anymore. And I was like, great. And I went running, holding my, the C-section. And finally I got some of this, and I was so happy, but when they bounce, they hurt. So I would run like this, right? And always had this pressure of going back, because the narrative is you become a mom, yes, go inside your house, don't bother anybody with your baby crying, your career is over, go away, disappear. And I was so upset about this, about how people just wanted to put me under the dirt, Yeah. 10 months later, I was able to fight again for my title. I won and whatever. But I can tell you that each and every day of the preparation, I never felt like I was going to be able to do it. And because all of these narratives and the social pressure really, really has a weight to us, right? Yeah. And so after I became a champion again and everything, I have understand how many women feel, because before having my baby, I never understood why people will think that guys are stronger and women are not just as strong. To me, it was ridiculous. And every time I went into a race with a guy, I will win. And I was like, you see, it has no logic, right? But then when I became a mom and all the hormonal stuff came in, and my body changed so much, I realized that many, many times we are not able to step on what we want, not because we are not capable, it's because what the narratives and the pressure and what we are being taught. So it's just the same with the training. I believe that not only they have to put on the side how they want to take care of us, but we also have to put on the side the fact that we sometimes want to be taken care of. And it is about a friendship with pain so that you can unfriend suffering. You know, I always say this, be a friend, become a friend with pain so that you unfriend suffering. And once you don't care about, you know, going through it, you'll be able to learn. You'll be able to punch without the fear of getting punched and for that to be painful. Just you evolve faster. So that's why I think, I really think that when it comes to the phrase fighting like a girl, what it really bothered me was all of that. It was not about a woman fighting like a woman. It was about how socially is seen. And I had that much that same garbage in my mind, you know. So it is a nice way to detox.
Yeah. Wow, everything that you say is very interesting, and the more you speak, the more I feel how much you fight like a woman. You know. Yesterday I was in a capoeira circle, an underground one, and a guy came to me and he told me, you know what, you're not a little girl, you can fight like a woman. And I was like, oh my God, like how did it fell, on me? And I'm hearing you, and I'm not a mother, I don't know if I'm gonna be, but I'm a dancer and stuff, and I'm thinking about all those stuff, what does it mean? And I'm hearing women who are pregnant, who were pregnant, and who are talking about amazing powers, about the ability, how you talked about it in the beginning, to not only to deal with different emotions and motions around them, and to dance these fights, but also to have a new kinds of resource. And I want to ask you, because I have no idea how it is, did the fact that you had a child change your way of boxing? Did it change your techniques, or did it bring you new kinds of power?
Having my daughter, when my body changed so much, I've always been very athletic. So when I saw my belly hanging, and when I went running and my legs felt like they were not my legs and stuff, I really got frightened, because I was like, oh my God, am I gonna be able to ever be that same one again? Right? It's just, you feel out of yourself. And like I said, I train every day believing that I wasn't going to be able to do it, but I only know how to do what my recipe to success is just do everything with excellence every day. Chances are that you might be able to do it, you might not be able to do it, but the possibilities are higher, right? And I learned that it might not be able to happen because of my first experience with my first sport, right? And I was always very afraid to say, I'm going to become a champion, because I said it so many times when I was little and I wasn't able to do it, that, it was just like, no, don't say nothing, work in silence, and make sure you go through all the hardship and overcome it, and then you'll be prepared for whatever it comes. And it just seems to me that the birth of my child has impacted every area of my life, especially my the strongest and the smallest circle, which is my family, my husband and I, right? And I had a lot of resistance from my husband, because he was really expecting for me to quit boxing. And he says, well, I don't like you to box because I don't like you to get hit, right? And this is why I say he wants to take care of me in a way that I don't need him to take care of me. Mm-hmm. And it's been hard for him to learn that. But 4 years have passed by. My daughter has 7 years old, and he started training me at 4 years ago. And everything in himself has changed as well. It's been a painful process, but we are definitely not the same as 4 years, 7 years, 10 years ago. And somehow uh, that's always a good thing, you know? I don't mind if socially people is expecting me to quit or to keep going. I don't care about that, because even with that, I was able to box. You know, people will say, well, you know, that is not a girl's part, and aren't you afraid to get hit? And you know, that is a sport that only lesbians do, and you know, all that prejudice and all that stereotypes and stuff. I was still able to do it because I had it in my heart. I really wanted to make it happen for myself. But sometimes the people that hurts us the most and makes us doubt are the ones that surround us and has all our trust. And my husband is that person. And when he wasn't able to accept that I wanted to do this and that I wasn't going to quit, it didn't allow him to teach me. It wouldn't allow him to work with me. And that had it was a big obstacle. When he decided to work with me, he has learned in time that I don't need him to protect me. I need him to teach me. I need him to accept me. And it's been a great journey. I'm doing things today that I could only dream of. And I cannot wait to go in the ring. I got an injury on November 2019. I wasn't able to fight last year because of COVID and, you know, fights getting canceled. And I'm like escalating the walls because I'm so desperate to show all of the advance and the evolve, how much I have evolved. But yeah, definitely a child, at least in my experience, my daughter has make him realize that if he wants a better world for her daughter, if he wants her to be able to, if he wants her, if he wants realization for her, empowerment and everything, he has to be able to change his narratives also and see and motivate all of those capabilities that we all just have just because we are human beings. It has nothing to do with gender. It has to do with that we as human beings have virtues and have all kinds of good things, and the bad things have to be worked on, and the things that we are not good on. That's why there's so many people, because there are others. And we can be just so much better together.
Amazing. I really like the discussion that we can actually have with men inside our couple, inside our family, because I think it's not about giving up, because we could give up, you know. Also, when you've been through all kinds of different, you know, sexual assault and stuff, you're so traumatized that you can just give up, like just say, I'm not talking to men. But
the pressure is enough.
Yeah.
the pressure is enough, and it is easy to go that route. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. So I think it's a lot of hope that we can talk and that we can change, like through this relation, through this game. Sometimes it feels more like a fight, and it's hard to fight inside your own couple, you know, whatever. And sometimes it's an amazing dance. And I would like to talk a little bit about your activity actually in ESD Global, which is an empowerment self-defense like international organization. I would like to develop a little bit more, and I'm still starting from the same point where you said I wanted to fight like a man, but you are actually teaching empowering self-defense. women. And I mean, what are you actually teaching them? Tell us, because not everybody knows about this organization.
Okay. Well, when I was certified as an instructor of empowerment and self-defense, I discovered a lot of things. Like I said, being a world champion helps you to be in a platform where most people see you as a success. They see you empowered. They see you strong. They see a person that has overcome so many things, and they hear your story and they get inspired and everything. And I was the first one to make that happen in Costa Rica. And many women, they go, "Oh, you do represent me. How you are really the example of women in Costa Rica," and blah blah blah. But they didn't identify with me in a way that they could also be that person, right? They say, "Well, no, Hannah's too, she has a lot of muscle. That's why she's so strong. She's big. I'm too little. I have skinny arms. Whatever, I'm shy," or whatever. And it was just, I have been doing social work for 10 years. And I've always liked to motivate. And I always like to tell, when women go like, "Oh, I like a picture, but I'm too ugly." And I was like, "No, no, 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 no. You're fabulous. We are always fabulous. And we'll take a picture. And this is a great moment, blah, blah, blah." And they take a picture with me. Or they'll say to me, "Hannah, why don't you teach me to punch so that when my husband punch me again, I'll be able to fight him?" And I was like, "No, no, 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 no. The best thing you can do is just go away. He doesn't deserve you. If you're in that situation, you don't need to get into a fight with him. Just leave, right?" But it was just, they will say, "Well, that's easy for you because you're in power," or "That's easy for you because this and that." So I always try to tell people my story so that they know that I was sexually abused, that I did had a toxic relationship where I suffer psychological and verbal violence. And well, it wasn't physical, thank God. I think he knew that I was going to take him with me anyway, somehow. And then I also had a moment of my life where I wanted to suicide. And I also had a toxic relations. I wasn't able to have a healthy relationship with anybody. And how that really impacts your life in a negative way. So and still they will say, "Yeah, oh man, I can't believe you went through the same stuff," but I still, I'm not you. And through empowerment and self-defense, I recognize in a much more specific way the things that I was able to do without knowing it, right? Without recognizing. And today, I'm using my platform and the figure that the people know as empower or they trust, because there's a lot of trust in because I'm very transparent, and I believe with all the bad stuff in my life and all the things that probably I don't feel so much proud about, it is a way for people to know that even with all of those things, you can still be great. You can still change your life around and go further and become what you could never imagine, right? And so right now I'm teaching women. I did the certification for kids also. And it is very important when I teach women, it's very important for me to bring the kids stuff, because one of the things that I remember you did saying and it just hit me, because it was like, hold on. I think my connection is unstable.
Yeah. Can you say it one more time? I didn't hear it. You said
Sure. ¿Me traes el otro internet, porfis? I remember Judith Sigmund saying, hits do not identify danger, and it hit me like a rock, because I remember when I was 5 and I was abused, I felt uncomfortable. I felt disgusted. I felt even frightening at some point, but I never associated all of that with danger because I thought this person will never hurt me, right? And I believe as a mom, we sometimes we into protecting our kids because we are trying to protect them from a place of fear so that the same things don't happen to them, right? We don't go with your friends because I don't want you to go be there alone. I don't want you to this and that, instead of giving them the tools to recognize when it's dangerous, when it can harm them, when they need to get out, right? And so I try to bring these things together and just, I believe that the more we internalize the fact that we are able to defend ourselves, not only in the physical way, which was a very revealing thing for me. All of these other tools about thinking, about using our voice, about telling how you're able to heal by just telling, because that shows you that you're not alone, that many people go through these things, and we have to start taking action so that many others don't have to go through trauma and through all the bullshit that comes along with that, right? And I'll tell you one more thing. There was, in the certification, there was an impact session where the girls were graduating. I don't know if people know what impact is, but it is the simulation of attacks, right? And we do have to fight. I was sick, but I wanted to be there for my girls and everything, and I took my daughter. And at one point, one of the girls was she was attacked, but one of the guys pulled her clothes like this, right? And she almost fell. My my daughter was paying attention, and when she saw that action, she looked at me with so much fear, and she was like, "Mom, the other day, a guy pulled me from my clothes." And I was like, "Wait, what?" Right? I was like, "Well, when did this happen?" She was like, "Well, I was at the mall and I was playing in this place, and a guy as big as Ty is our my nephew. My nephew is 8 years old, but he uses clothes of a 16-year-old. He's very big." So she said, a kid that was as big as Ty. So that tells me it was like a teenager, or it was a big, a bigger guy, pulled me from my clothes, and I got scared. And I was like, "So what did you do?" And she said, "Well, I went to tell grandma, my mom." And I was like, "And what did grandma did?" And she was like, "Oh, she was on the phone, so she told me to wait." And she didn't do anything else, right? Dangerous situation. My mom saying to her, "Wait, I'm on the phone," told her that it didn't matter, right? That it wasn't important. And then I asked my mom, as I told her the story, my mom was in denial. She was like, "No, that didn't happen. Now you have to bring her in front of me because she has to say the truth." And I was like, "No, um, I'm not gonna put her in that position. I'm not gonna make her feel like she did something wrong, right? By telling me." But this tells me that we don't have we generally in society don't have the tools to deal with this in a healthy way. So we go into denial, we go into pointing at the person that suffered the aggression or whatever. And even though we have the best intentions and we think we are able to take care of our kids or our grandchilds or nephews or whatever, we have to put much more attention into what they're saying, into listening. And this was a very revealing situation for me, because as a mom, when my daughter turned 5, I was so afraid. I will cry every day before she turned 5, because I thought that I didn't have the tools to help her not to go through where I went through. And after I did my certification with ESD, I understood that I won't be with her each hour of the day to protect her, but I could teach her. I could give her the tools for her to be able to take care of herself from now on. And this is, I believe this is the secret for us to raise women that are secure, women that are strong, and women that are not afraid. And this is what I'm trying to do.
Amazing. Thank you so much. I think it's very interesting that you're a world champion in boxing, but you're saying that, there is a need, like what ESD is teaching, of knowledge, how to teach, how we can protect ourselves. So to me, it feels that something sometimes is missing in martial arts that were most of the time built by men. That's my point of view. I would like to open now the discussion to, we will take a few questions. So if you want to ask something to Anna or about anything, you're welcome. And then we're going to close this amazing exchange. Does anybody want to ask a question, anything? You can also chat.
I want to say something.
Hi.
Hi, I'm Esther.
Hi, Esther.
I don't see Hannah. Why? I don't see you now, Hannah.
Okay, you can talk. It's okay. You can.
But I wanted to say thank you so much. I think you're a great teacher. I enjoyed so much, and I felt the effort you put into teaching us. It was really amazing, and thank you. I really appreciate it.
Oh, Esther, thank you.
And yeah, you're great. And good luck with everything you do. You're doing really good work.
Thank you so much.
Does anybody have a question? Okay.
I had questions. I just don't remember now.
Okay.
I talk too much. That's the problem.
So if there is no question, then we're going to finish. I would like to thank you, Anna. I would like to thank you for your honesty and your readiness to be in a place that you don't know. To me, that's what it is to be a champion, actually. It's exactly a place where you can learn. I was training with a friend a week ago, and I was telling her, I feel so clumsy and stuff. And she told me, no, that's exactly the place where the amazing stuff are happening in the body. So I want to thank you for that. And to thank also Generator, who is supporting this project and also empowering culture in Jerusalem. We will meet in 1 week with Kerem Shmi, who is maybe here. I saw her. She's going to teach about the center in the Kung Fu arts. you're gonna see a link to the program where you can register for the next workshops. And I want to open this discussion with the next workshop, and you're welcome to write to us. So thank you so much to everybody, and have a great day, Anna. Good morning. I don't know.
Let me say bye to everybody. I want to thank you all for connecting yourself. It was really, I told Joanna, well, I already, you know, thank her for the opportunity, because it really has, like, it's been a bomb in my head. And it is beautiful to see that somehow it was helpful. Somehow I didn't fuck this up because I was so confused and I was like, oh my God. But it was amazing. And I want to thank everybody to be here. Just want to remind you how amazing you guys are. And trust me, I will never, never say that I hate that phrase. I like much more the fight like a woman kind of thing, right? But nothing wrong with fighting like a girl either, because that is also a place where we all have to go through to be able to grow and to, you know, to become great women. So thank you so, so much. It has been my blessing. I hope that I can be in the other workshops. Please send me the information because I don't want to miss it. And I miss you so much. I don't like patriarchy environment. I want to go back to El Halef as soon as possible. Oh my God, I need you. And I miss you. So thank you so much for everything. Send you lots of kisses.
Bye.
Thank you.
Thank you so much. You're amazing.
Thank you.
You're so good.
Thank you. Somebody asked me if I do courses online. Daniela is asking me. Yeah, I do trainings online if you want to join us, for sure. I'll send you the information with Joanna. Oh, hold on. Let me write in the chat. Let me write my WhatsApp, and that way you can send me, okay? Whatever. Hold on. 506 6020 6020 1410. I have to say it in Spanish because if